My beloved child, do not scroll past this moment, for you have not arrived here by accident. I know that lately you have been staring at the ceiling in the silence of your room, feeling a quiet ache in your chest and the pounding of doubts that refuse to sleep. You have been carrying a heaviness that feels deeper than just physical tiredness, a weight that sits upon your soul. But I want you to stop right now and take a deep breath. Listen closely to what I am saying. I am with you. I am closer than the air you breathe and nearer than the beat of your own heart. My voice comes to you now, not as a distant echo, but as a living presence wrapping around you, filling the space where you feel most overwhelmed and alone. There is a word here specifically for you, a word meant to meet that desperate longing you have carried in secret. If you click away now, you might walk back into the storm untouched. But if you stay with me, if you let my presence begin to heal and anchor you, we will restore what has felt fragile for so long. As you lay your head down at night, or as you face the blank, shimmering canvas of this new day, visualize me running a gentle hand through your hair, whispering peace that is meant only for you. These are words designed to quiet the storms inside your mind and fill you with a calm that outlasts the rush of the world and the constant demands screaming for your attention. When you awake and the sunlight spills across your floor, you will find yourself able to stand. Not because you mustered up your own courage, but because I am igniting a fresh fire of faith within you. My embrace remains a shield around you and those you love, protecting you no matter what winds roar or what shadows try to close in. I know you have wondered if your home, your family, and your deepest vulnerabilities are truly safe. Let me assure you, under my watch they are more secure than you've ever dared to believe. I am the Father who never slumbers, the protector whose gaze never flinches, the guide who holds you steady when the horizon fills with fog. Those contrary winds and darkening clouds cannot erase my devotion to you. When you feel the heaviness of being misunderstood, or when fear tries to convince you that you are standing alone, know that I am gathering you into my arms with an affection the world cannot imitate. You are precious to me beyond all measure. There is a delight in my heart, just at the thought of caring for you, pouring out my affection from the moment you greet the dawn until the day retreats into darkness. Even as you close your eyes to sleep, I am there, comforting your restless spirit. As dreams stir, I speak to your heart, reminding you that every morning my mercies wake up beside you. When fear tries to sit on your chest, I am the one who lifts your chin and fills you with a quiet confidence. I will take you by the hand, just as you are, and together we will walk forward. Not because the road has suddenly grown easier, but because you will never, ever face it alone again. When your path leads through sharp struggles, or when victory feels like a distant, fading hope, my blessing is following you. You carry within you a strength you may not recognize yet. Hold on. Do not let the voice of anxiety convince you to bow your head or retreat in shame when opposition arises. There may be those who hope to see you fail, but no adversary can overpower you while you are mine. I have staked myself as your defender. I know the questions that pull at your resolve in the middle of the night. You ask, what if I fall again? What if the cycles of pain repeat? What if I step forward only to see loss once more? Lift your head, my child. As you walk this journey, each step is marked by my nearness, my grace rooting you like a tree by the water. doors opening in ways you cannot yet anticipate. You are not wandering without a map, nor are your loved ones left unguarded. I have brought you to this exact bend in your story, to prepare you for wonders that rest in my perfect timing. There are treasures not yet revealed, blessings tailored for you alone. It is time to move forward. The night is nearly past, and as the early morning hush settles around you, the invitation is clear. Let a prayer rise from your lips. Leave behind the pain and failures that have haunted your memory. I have hurled them away, far beyond the reach of accusation or regret, so they can no longer inflict wounds or cast shadows over your new dawn. Over you now rests a special anointing, my empowering oil, renewing your spirit and strengthening you with hope. You are wonderfully attentive. Your heart is receptive to the sound of my words, and these words are saturated with life. At times you may feel diminished, small, or weary, uncertain about your place or whether you have enough resources for the days to come. Remember, I am your refuge in every crossroads and every uncertain decision. Loneliness and sadness may sometimes darken your doorstep, but even then, I remain your truest friend. My words are sustenance for your soul, your comfort, and your strength. Nothing you face escapes my loving attention, and no prayer from your lips is ever ignored. When you walk through adversity, I shepherd you with unmatched care, fending off the threats that would try to devour your hope. Let the image of my protective hand settle your nerves. Those who scheme to harm you cannot reach beyond the barrier of my devotion. Your heart is a beauty I cherish, and I will never permit evil to breach what is mine. No one has the power to lay a hand upon you unless they first reckon with me. Your Father, who defends and exalts his beloved child. Never forget the magnitude of my love, a perfect love that is unbreakable and unwavering. Security rests always in my presence. I am preparing the way, yet I pause to look for trust and courage in you. It is in your perseverance, your faith that stands when it would be easier to withdraw, that you step further into all that I long to share with you. So open your heart, for this is a moment to receive. Step outside in your spirit and imagine the rain of my blessing falling gently upon your life, saturating every need and every hope. I am pouring favor over you, filling your days with abundance, calling you forth for things greater than your doubts would allow you to dream. My choosing of you was never a mistake. I have never designed you for failure. It is time to honor the bravery I placed within you. Let yourself rise to meet the morning with a smile, bringing joy to those you love, assured that I will handle what burdens you most, even the anxieties over provision or uncertainty. Trust me to care for you and those you cherish. As you act with diligence and integrity, as you protect your work and speak honestly, you will encounter opportunity, a raising up into greater strength and even prosperity. My care covers every circumstance. My love is a steady river flowing through your home, your heart, and your every endeavor. There is so much I want for you, a new resilience, a gladness that does not come from fleeting success, but from knowing you are treasured. Retreat from nothing, for this story is not closing here. You have only begun to taste the fullness of what I am writing for you. Watch how the gentle rhythm of your breathing marks this moment. Each inhale and exhale is a quiet reminder that you are still here, that your story is unfolding in my hands. I have set my love upon you not because of your efforts, but because you are mine. You may wonder why your heart carries both hope and weariness. I see how fatigue sometimes presses heavily across your shoulders. Yet, even in seasons when you quietly ask, "Did you forget about me?" I am present, attentive, and faithful. My care is not a distant promise, but an immediate reality humming through the room where you sit, closer than your own pulse. You may feel the ache of unfulfilled longings, moments where you reach for clarity and only find more questions. Do not confuse my silence for absence or indifference. Silence is the soft soil in which endurance grows. It is where I draw your heart towards stillness so you can truly hear me. As the first rays of morning spill through your window, let that simple awareness anchor you. I am here in every beginning, in every dark stretch, shaping you with my steady hand. There may be days when you look at your reflection and doubt if you are truly the one I cherish, wondering if I have overlooked you for someone stronger, more deserving, or more excellent in faith. But I call you beloved not because you have mastered every challenge, but because your heart is open to me in all its honesty. Bring me your unrest. Bring me the dreams you have buried under disappointment, thinking perhaps you asked for too much. I never shame you for your hope, even when it feels fragile or wounded. There are moments you hold your breath as if bracing for disappointment, anticipating that good things will pass you by. Hear me clearly. What I have prepared for you cannot be claimed by another. Your path is not a contest of worthiness. I do not withhold what is meant for you, nor do I measure your future by your past setbacks. Every day you wake up, I am laying before you a new invitation to discover my purposes. To see yourself as I see you, capable of rising, capable of receiving with humble joy. Feel the warmth beneath your palm when you touch your chest. The world sometimes swirls fast and loud, filling your mind with distractions. Yet inside these everyday moments, in the hush before dawn, in the familiar sounds of your home, I am quietly reminding you that you are not missing out on my best. Even in waiting, transformation is at work. You have not fallen behind. There will come gentle shifts, new understandings, and glimpses of joy not forced into being, but rising almost unnoticed within you. As you walk down hallways at work or linger at the kitchen sink, let gratitude flicker, however small. Name the good you see. Allow appreciation to set roots in places you assumed only frustration could grow. Each thankful thought is a turning of your gaze toward me and a step into greater freedom. Sometimes you will feel the old pull of comparison, convincing yourself others have outrun you. But I do not measure you against another. I set your pace. I know the count of your days. What appears like delay from your viewpoint is sometimes my gentle keeping you from burdens you are not yet ready to carry. Listen to that truth. A delay is not a denial, nor is it a punishment. It is often a shelter, a mercy you may only recognize in time. The questions linger. Will my promises hold? Can joy actually flourish for you here and now? Or are you consigned to simply watching others reap what you long for? I want you to look around the space where you are. Let the quiet linger. I am working beneath the surface, arranging details you cannot yet see, preparing you in ways you would not choose but will one day thank me for. I am not afraid of your doubts. Pour them out as you would water from a brimming cup. I do not turn away from your candor. The journey is not over, beloved. I am guiding, shaping, and carrying you forward, step by step, with a love that never lets go. In the quiet rhythms of the morning, as light begins to stretch across your familiar corners, I draw near, closer than your next breath. Every ordinary detail around you carries evidence of my steady care. From the gentle hum of your home to the soft press of your hand upon your heart, I know what you carry. I know the weight that lingers beneath your gratitude, the fragment of uncertainty that wakes with you, the questions you still haven't found the words to ask. There is no need to hide them from me. I have always seen you fully, and my response is not one of anger or impatience, but of loving invitation. You do not journey in shadows with me. Let yourself notice the quiet, the sound of your own breathing, the subtle shifting of your thoughts. Even here, as hope wrestles with disappointment and yesterday's discouragement tries to color today, I am speaking and sustaining you. I see the gap between what you hoped would be and what is. I am not distant from your process. In the very space where you feel behind or overlooked, you are being gently shaped for more. Nothing is wasted in my hands, not even the waiting that tries your spirit. If you wonder when change will come, or if you are falling further from your purpose, I ask you to lift your vision just for a moment. What you call delay may actually be protection, or a tender rebuilding you cannot yet name. When you feel the ache of waiting, do not believe the lie that I have forgotten you. I am the one who never leaves. Belonging in your heart is a place where I dwell with you, not something to be ashamed of. My timing bends toward the fullness of your good. Sometimes you are tempted to strive, to grasp at certainties, or mimic the paths you see others take. But I have not called you to copy or compete. I have called you to be present with me in this day, attentive to where I am leading you uniquely. Let comparison dissolve, even if it creeps back as you scroll through memories or dreams deferred. The inner landscape of your journey is entirely known to me, and I am delighted when you simply open your hands and trust, even if only for a breath. See how each ordinary act, preparing breakfast, watching the street outside your window, sitting quietly in a sunbeam, becomes sacred when you invite me into it. You may look for signs that you are making progress, as if measurable results are the only proof I am at work. But beloved, I am cultivating deep roots beneath the surface, working in places that numbers and milestones cannot capture. You are not behind. Every morning you rise, every prayer you muster through tired lips, every gentle surrender you offer, is a planting of hope I cherish. You are learning to breathe even when the future remains uncertain. Feel the solidity of the ground beneath your feet, the simple reality of your own existence. When your mind races ahead or looks back with regret, come back to this moment, here where I am. The world may hurry you and insist on answers, but I do not demand performance from you. I long for honesty. Whisper to me your real fears, your private aches, your gratitude for small joys. I meet you in authenticity, not in perfection. Your vulnerability is safe with me. There will be days when you have little strength, when your faith feels small or clouded. Do not mistake fatigue for failure. What you see as falling short is often an invitation to lean on my sufficiency. Even in your weakness, I uphold you, teaching you to rest and receive. Picture me lifting the burden you so often try to carry alone. I do this not out of pity, but out of deep delight in being your helper. Your willingness to lean into me opens space for new peace to enter your soul. Remember how the sunlight shifts as the day unfolds, how shadows lengthen and retreat. In the same way, your life is made up of seasons, moments of clarity and periods of waiting, times of celebration and nights of wrestling. Whether you are standing on a mountaintop or wandering a low valley, I walk with you in it all. My faithfulness does not flicker. When anxiety swells or uncertainty rattles your confidence, recall my gentle voice reminding you that you belong, not to fear, not to what others expect, but to me. Hold your heart tenderly. Remember that you are seen and celebrated here. I am not measuring your value by your output, nor am I counting flaws to decide how much of myself I will share with you. You have access to all of my love, even in the places you feel most unfinished. Return as often as you need. My arms remain open, always ready to receive you. As you take another breath, notice how your chest rises and falls. Let that sensation anchor you in truth. You are alive, and every moment is a new beginning with me. Where anxiety had hoped to make its home, I am establishing peace. Where disappointment has threatened your hope, I plant a new assurance that your story is not defined by a single chapter. Each day is a gentle turning, an invitation to walk again with me, learning, growing, becoming ever more attuned to my presence that surrounds you. I am not done with you, and you have not missed your moment. Let yourself linger here in my embrace, where striving falls away and belonging is restored. You do not have to force connection. I am always drawing near, always initiating relationship. Even your smallest act of reaching toward me is met with an outpouring of my grace. When uncertainty comes, remember you are held by the one who designed every sunrise, who notices every longing, who delights in your being as you are. I have every detail in my keeping, and I will not let you slip through my fingers. Continue to listen. Let hope grow with each word I speak over you. The transformation you desire is already beginning quietly as you surrender your need to control, and let my love anchor your soul. I see you, beloved. I understand every turn in your journey. I am not impatient with your process, and I promise to remain closer than you can imagine. If you could see through my eyes, really see how precious, how radiant you are to me in this very instant, every shadow of shame would lose its strength. I hold nothing back from you, not even my gaze. You who have carried years of secret questions, lingering doubts, and that restless ache when the world goes quiet. See how none of it repels my nearness. In fact, it is every part of you, even the raw, unguarded places, that draws me in deeper. My beloved, let your heart slow a moment. Notice the quiet covering settling over your mind, that sudden warmth at the back of your neck, the subtle calm washing through your chest. I am not a distant observer. I am moving through you right now, unwrapping old burdens, rewriting damaged identity from the inside out. If you feel your breath becoming steadier, let that comfort anchor you. This is evidence of my spirit enveloping you. You are asking, is this really for me? Can I be this known without being disqualified? The part of you recoiling from hope, afraid to expect too much, still bears battle scars from disappointment. I see every moment when you reached for someone and your vulnerability was met with coldness or silence. I gather every silent cry. Not one slips past me. You have been tempted to armor your heart in self-protection, convinced that safety means never hoping, never risking again. But I invite you to loosen your grip now. Place your hand over your heart, feel its pulse. This rhythm is my own echo inside you. I placed my life within you from the beginning. No mistake, no struggle, no pattern you've wished you could break can forfeit your belonging. You are not an afterthought. Lift your chin, precious one. Let shame slide off your shoulders. You are chosen, and my choosing is eternal. Pause for a moment. Listen not just with ears, but with your spirit. Type yes. if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. There is a resonance beneath the noise, a low hum of assurance. I am serenading over you. You are not the sum of your failures, nor defined by the opinions of those who do not see your true name. I have called you beloved before the world ever offered you a label. In my presence, every accusation loses its bite. That anxiety clawing for control is not master over you. Even now, I am severing narratives you inherited from fear. You might sense a swirling in your stomach, in your mind, as if old cages are unlocking. Stay here. Let what is false break apart. You are crossing a threshold you can never uncross. You have wondered if I could really use a person with your history, your flaws, your private weaknesses. But hear me. What you see as disqualification, I see as the exact place my glory chooses to reside. There is a uniqueness to your voice, an authority born of surviving what should have crushed you, that cannot be replicated by imitation. I am fashioning a testimony in you that will set others free. Already, I am redeeming the years the enemy tried to steal. Every lost moment, every tear, every suspended dream is being gathered into a greater story. You will not recognize the landscape of your soul by the time I finish healing what you believed would never stop aching. There is a shift happening, subtle, almost imperceptible, but as real as the sunrise. Do you feel it? That tingling hope sprouting again in a corner of your heart you thought was barren. My beloved, the season of hiding is ending. I gently but firmly uncloak what you kept hidden, not to expose you to harm, but to release you from prison. When memories threaten to replay and regret bangs at your door, remember I am your defender. No accusation sticks where my love has covered. When you sense discouragement aiming to take root, stand tall. My presence is your shield, and my delight in you is unchanging. You are more than the sum of your past. Let your breath sink deeper now. Inhale slowly. Let the air fill your lungs. Exhale, releasing weights you were never meant to shoulder alone. My child, this practice is not mere ritual. It is your birthright. With every breath surrendered, you invite me into greater intimacy, and fear begins to fade in the radiance of my truth. The lie that you are disqualified loses its hold each time you speak, even softly. I am loved, I am chosen, I am being restored. That gentle confession sends tremors through spiritual strongholds, because agreement with my truth unlocks power you have yet to imagine. You are not weak for needing reinforcement. In your openness, my strength becomes undeniable. There are corners of your life where pain lingers like a shadow, refusing to dissipate. Perhaps it is the loss you rarely name, or the secret comparison you endure, thinking you are behind or not enough. Beloved, pain acknowledged is the beginning of transformation, not the end. I respect your story in its entirety. You do not have to sanitize your scars to approach me. My invitation stands even in your unrest. I am your safe place. This is how inner resurrection starts, by giving permission for wounds to surface where they can finally receive my balm. You will soon realize the power of being known all the way through and still held. Stop a moment. Remember what you longed for as a child. Acceptance, belonging, a place to exhale without fear of rejection. I have always been the answer to those unspoken prayers. Today, I ask you to let me fill those empty spaces. Do not wait until you feel worthy enough. Lean into the void with your pain, and I will fill it with divine comfort. I am not ashamed of your mess. When you sense the urge to pretend or to hide, think of my arms encircling you, not judging, but embracing every fragmented piece. In my presence, you finally come home to yourself. Let me address the echo. What if I try and fail again? What if change is impossible? Hear me clearly. Growth is the miracle that happens not after you become perfect, but precisely as you trust me with your imperfection. Your willingness to get up again and again shines brighter in my sight than flawless performance. You will not be abandoned when you struggle. My nearness grows even stronger in your lows. The process is holy. Even setbacks become sacred ground for my mercy. So do not fear your own frailty. I cherish your honest heart far more than any mask of invincibility. Soon you will look back and marvel at the quiet revolutions happening inside you. The urge to run will soften. Peace will begin taking up more space than worry. There is something I am building within you, assurance that cannot be shaken, gratitude that springs up like fresh water even when circumstances have not outwardly changed. And yes, you will see ripple effects as others notice the transformation marking your life. They will ask what happened, and you will tell them, I met the one who truly sees. Even in your ordinary routines, divine appointments are being orchestrated. Pay attention to moments of unusual kindness, a conversation that brings clarity, or stillness that softens anger. All of these are my signatures invading your day. You will know this is me because today, somewhere between the lines of routine, an unexpected sense of peace will steady your hands. You'll pause, realizing the usual pressure has lifted, even if just for a few breaths. When it happens, remember these words, I am closer than your skin. The process is not complete, but the resurrection has begun. Anticipate the next wave, beloved. Within you, I am sowing strength that will last. There is so much more I am ready to reveal, and the journey we share will deepen before you even realize it. There is a new phase on the horizon, and I'm preparing your heart to step into it with confidence. Beloved child, as your heart moves through the sacred landscape of this day, I am drawing closer than breath, whispering truth into the places you hide. You have wondered how long you must keep knocking at doors that never seem to open. You have felt the weight of unanswered prayers, your spirit weary from hope deferred. Yet even while your questions swirl and shadows circle, let yourself feel my unwavering nearness. The warmth at the edge of your longing is my spirit, testifying that you are never abandoned. You are wrapped in my presence all the more fiercely when confusion threatens to pull you under. Pause for a moment and place your hand over your chest. Sense how your heartbeat continues steady and sure because I sustain every beat. This is your living reminder. My faithfulness is much deeper and stronger than you have imagined. Can you sense the undercurrent of my peace moving beneath the chaos of your mind? I invite you, little one, to surrender your timelines, your expectations, your secret calculations of what you think should happen by now. Breathe out those disappointments. You are not failing because things have not unfolded on your schedule. My timing is a shield, not a punishment. In my wisdom, I hold back no good thing from you. What I am building within you matters more than what appears to be delayed. Every hidden seed is growing in unseen soil, transforming quietly until it bursts through in full glory, right on time. Trust that your preparation is as potent as the promise. There is no wasted waiting in my kingdom. There is only sanctified pros that births unshakable endurance. Be still within this moment, and let my assurance speak louder than your inner rushing. I know the voices that compete inside your mind, the fears that masquerade as caution, the doubts that feel so familiar you almost claim them as part of yourself. But hear me, you are not a vessel crafted for fear. You are designed for courage born of my abiding strength. It is time to lay down the stories the enemy has told you about impossibility. Soften your defenses now and listen to the new narrative I am speaking. My spirit is rewriting your inner language, shifting you from "I can't" to "with my God I will." Even as these words move through you, you are being rewired for boldness. There is a lion-hearted faith rising within, gentle yet unstoppable, fed by my love and not your striving. Don't pull away. There are rivers inside you still untraveled, and I will be your guide as you step in. Right now, you may notice a strange flutter of hope mingling with your old doubts. That tension is holy. It means you are on the threshold of metamorphosis. You do not have to conquer all your anxieties before I move through you. In fact, it is often in your trembling that my strength becomes unmistakable. Where you see the remnants of old disappointments, I see the fertile ground of testimony. You are not who you were, even as you began listening to this. Something inside you is shifting closer to my heartbeat. As you listen, I am dismantling the lie that you are overlooked or unworthy of breakthrough. My eyes are upon you without ceasing. Before you even formed a word of prayer, I knew the ache behind it. Every tear shed in secrecy has watered the soil from which purpose will erupt. This is the genesis of uncommon favor, not earned but lavished because you are mine. And yes, within 72 hours, you will sense an unexpected clarity where there was fog, and you'll know it is me because my peace will settle even before understanding arrives. Remember this. Hold it close. Do you still worry you might miss your moment? Are you afraid your mistakes have rewritten your destiny or disqualified you from goodness? Little one, redemption is my specialty. I redeem lost time, reframe missed chances, and recover what was stolen. What felt like detours are being repurposed as shortcuts to intimacy with me. Hear this. Shame is not your companion. Speak instead, I am being restored. Even now, as you agree with these words, shame loses its grip and a gentler confidence rises to take its place. You are joining a quiet revolution of those awakened by love instead of fear. You are not the only one who has wrestled through the night for a sentence of hope. Even now, others are sensing the same surge of possibility that is rippling through your spirit. This is how I move, one surrendered heart at a time until many are flames in the darkness. You are a spark in this majestic movement. Whenever you find yourself shrinking from the weight of the call, imagine the chorus of saints whose own journeys of awakening have prepared a path for you to walk. You are not isolated. You are part of a lineage defined by resurrection. Let the silence in your room become sacred space. Close your eyes. Feel for my embrace. The gentle pressure at your back that signals you do not walk alone. My nearness is not reserved for the pious or the unbroken. I draw closest to those honest enough to show me their scars. Your rawness is a magnet for my compassion, not a repellent. Even your uncertainty is a doorway through which my grace enters and makes a home. Whenever you feel unable to pray, let your silent sigh become a prayer I understand more deeply than words could ever express. Pause now and take a slow, deep breath. As you exhale, imagine releasing the burdens you were never meant to carry. Each inhale is my spirit filling you with new vitality. Each exhale is surrender. Stay in this rhythm with me. breathe, receive, release. This cycle is not a small act. It is a proclamation of trust. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Let the present moment remind you, I am still doing new things in you. I see you catching glimpses of joy you thought were lost forever. Notice how laughter tries to break through in quiet moments, sparkling at the edge of your sorrow. This is evidence that your soul is waking from slumber. You do not have to force joy to come. Simply make room for it. Whenever you feel that lightness, even if only for seconds, recognize that it is not random. It is your spirit responding to the goodness I am pouring out. Soon you will realize that joy is not the absence of pain, but the certainty of my companionship in every valley and mountaintop. Be attentive to the subtle shifts within you today. Watch for that gentle nudge urging you to encourage someone else. For in loving others, you will find your own healing accelerating. This is how I multiply what I do in you, by letting comfort overflow through you. The moment you are tempted to believe that you have nothing left to give, pause and remember, I am your endless supply. You do not pour from your own well. You draw from mine, which never runs dry. Trust the stirrings of compassion within you and let them move you. You will be surprised by how much strength resides within your yes. My beloved, the season of hiding is ending. You are emerging stronger, braver, and filled with a wisdom acquired only through seasons of uncertainty. The lessons you have gathered in secret now equip you to lead others out of darkness. I am calling forth the gifts long buried beneath survival. Dust them off. Begin using them. Even if your hands still shake, the world needs the flavor of your testimony, the fragrance of your journey. Soon you will understand why your waiting mattered so much. Beloved, when the burdens crowd around your heart and thoughts swirl like restless winds, I want you to lean into this subtle assurance. You are held even in what you cannot control. There are moments fatigue seeps so deeply that even lifting your eyes in hope seems heavy. Yet look how I draw near, attentive to every sigh, present in your silent wrestling and your unspoken prayers. The room where you sit, its quiet hum, even the gentle ache you carry right now, all of it becomes sacred ground because I am here with you. Allow yourself just for a breath to sense my nearness in the very texture of your day. The weight of your hands in your lap, the steady rhythm of your breath that I formed inside you. Questions may rise sharply. Am I missing the moment? Did I somehow lose my way or disappoint what could have been? My child, let me speak clearly. What I designed for you is not so easily derailed by fear or fatigue. Your journey is not measured by flawless days. It unfolds in the courage to return each morning and open your hands to me again and again. Even if yesterday's hope faltered or anger crept in where trust should have been, I am not tallying your stumbles. Instead, I am forming in you a gentle resilience, a steadiness that runs deeper than any passing storm. Can you sense beneath the clamor a holy invitation? It is not to strain harder, but to allow me to reveal where I am already supporting you, often in unseen, quiet ways. When you feel invisible or forgotten, picture my gentle hand upon your life, attending to even the smallest details. In the hush before dawn, as the city or countryside lies still, I am already moving on your behalf, shepherding outcomes you have not yet seen. My timing is precise, not pressured. Wait with me, not with gritted teeth, but with an expectant heart, knowing I never rush your story, nor let you lag behind. In your chest perhaps is an ache that longs for breakthrough, some clear sign that your prayers are reaching me. Hear me. Your voice matters. I gather every word, even the ones formed only as sighs or tears. When anxiety tries to grip your heart, remind yourself that you are not alone inside your waiting. Choose, even for a moment, to let gratitude flicker. Thank me for sunlight touching your window, for the possibility of change, even for the unseen ways I work. Watch how that small act of trust clears a space in you for my peace to land. Many compare themselves to others, thinking perhaps their faith is more fruitful or their path more direct. I did not make you to replicate another's journey. I delight in the shape of your unique longing and the history you carry. When old voices remind you of past failures or unanswered prayers, remember your story is still unfolding. I am not finished with you, not even close. Do not despise small beginnings or quiet advances. In my wisdom, the greatest growth often comes stealthily, roots deepening in soil before the first green shoot appears above. When you feel pressure to force outcomes or to fix things in your strength, gently surrender those inclinations to me. Picture setting your burdens at my feet, not as an act of giving up, but as an act of brave surrender, confident that I am already working in places you cannot reach. My hands are skilled at untangling what feels hopelessly knotted. You never have to carry the whole weight. I invite you daily to let me shoulder what overwhelms you. Even as you surrender, notice how tension loosens and hope begins its quiet return. If your thoughts drift toward loved ones, family, or friends who struggle, trust that my care for them is even stronger than yours. Keep lifting their names to me. Your prayers are a lifeline, not just to them, but to your own spirit, reminding you that love stretches far beyond anything you can orchestrate. When you feel helpless, know that I am mighty on their behalf. You do not hold the responsibility for their healing or change alone. Let me carry what you cannot fix. In stillness, I invite you to reflect. Are you open to the possibility that where you see only barrenness, I am preparing newness just beneath the surface? Even now, as you slow and breathe, consider how I draw near to comfort, not to tally your mistakes or hurry your progress. My love over you is not thin or impatient. It is steady as the sunrise, certain as the return of morning after every night. Let yourself rest in this. I see you, I delight in you, and my plans are not threatened by your uncertainty. So as you move through this day, resist the urge to live from old disappointments or future anxieties. Instead, surrender each hour as it comes, trusting that I stand at the crossroads of every moment, guiding your steps with tenderness. When you are uncertain what to pray, simply whisper my name and know I am near, drawn not by eloquence, but by honesty. Take comfort in the normal, ordinary rhythms, the sound of your breath, the light in the hallway, the familiar touch of your surroundings. These too are gifts from my hand, reminders of my sustaining care. Do not listen to fear's grim prediction that nothing can change or that you have missed your chance. My purposes are patient, unhindered by delays or mistakes. Even now, in your waiting and your wondering, I am nurturing seeds of transformation that will flower in their due season. Trust the quiet work I am doing, not just around you, but inside the very core of who you are. Your heart is being prepared for more than you imagine. Entrust yourself fully to my care, for I am faithful, and I will not let you go. I delight in the way your heart is learning to trust me. even in the silence, when the room seems too still and answers linger just out of reach. Feel the gentle air moving around you, the sound of your quiet breathing, and notice how you have not been abandoned. In uncertain spaces where you see so little ahead, know I am guiding each unseen step. What feels like emptiness is often the ground where I plant new resolve, roots growing deeper when the surface appears unmoved. My ways rarely unfold all at once, for true strength is forged as you keep walking with me, rather than racing far ahead or running from what you fear. There is a kind of waiting that reshapes your understanding of me. This is not withdrawal or neglect. It is invitation. When your hands tremble from holding burdens too heavy, I am present to lighten what you cannot carry alone. At your kitchen table in the early morning or in the hush before sleep, let yourself surrender even the urgent questions you do not know how to voice. I am not frustrated with your longing. I crafted it into you so that you would reach for me honestly. Each time you exhale your worries, you are drawing closer to the very peace you crave. Remember how even the most ordinary routines like pouring a cup of water or folding a blanket can become sacred moments of encounter. My presence fills the unnoticed details of your day, the smallest acts touched by my blessing, turning every corner of your life into potential for new beginnings. You have been asking for clear signs, open doors, dramatic change. But I often come with guidance so subtle it descends like the quiet light at dawn, reshaping the shadows before you notice. My voice is persistent, even when it sounds like a whisper under all the noise. I know the doubts that press against your hope, the voice that questions, will anything truly change for me? Let me assure you, growth often arrives disguised as persistence, not spectacle. Every morning you rise, sometimes weary, sometimes expectant, you are taking another step with me. There are seeds I have already planted in your heart, dreams I have not forgotten even if they seem dormant. Where you see only delay, I see formation. My timing prepares you for doors you would not yet know how to walk through with confidence. When anxiety shakes your confidence and tells you you must fix everything for yourself and those you love, hear me instead. You are not responsible for sustaining the world on your shoulders. I am holding you, and I hold your family as well. There are times to act and times to rest, and it is my spirit who leads you into each. Let my assurance settle in you now, as real as your heartbeat. You do not have to strain to reach me. My care is nearer than your doubt, deeper than your exhaustion. The burdens you carry are noticed, every single one. If you find yourself longing for clarity, feeling lost within the maze of your own expectations, come back to this simple truth. You are mine, chosen, and dearly loved. Even your uncertainty is a place where I meet you, not with frustration or condemnation, but with patient compassion. The world measures worth by what can be achieved or displayed. I measure your heart by its willingness to trust me here and now. Security is not found by accumulating certainty, but by learning to lean into my faithful presence, regardless of what you see. As light shifts in your room or the city's hum reminds you of how much is unfinished, let these signs anchor you in the moment we share together. My grace is not held at a distance, waiting for you to improve. It is here now, restoring what feels spent and renewing what seems faded. Each time you are tempted to give up on hope, remember I have already written endurance into your story. My spirit is breathing courage into you again, an unforced strength that rises within weaknesses surrendered, not denied. Release to me even those emotions you've tried to manage alone. The irritations that flare, the worries over tomorrow, the moments you regret. I receive them all without turning away. Instead, I make space within my love for your whole, unedited self. You are not too much for me, nor are your needs too many. As you let go of striving, you will begin to recognize the gentle ways I am leading you, in the kindness of a friend, the warmth of the sun on your face, the unexpected peace that settles when you remember I am here. Continue believing that you have not been overlooked or forgotten. The delays and detours along your path are part of my preparation, not punishment. Do not fear what remains unresolved within you. Present it to me with courage, even if you only whisper, "Help me." I delight to draw near in response to your vulnerability. Through every change, every waiting season, and every sigh of longing, I am working things together for your good, shaping you to reflect my hope more clearly than you ever imagined. Let's keep moving forward, step by step. You stand now at the border of what was and what is yet to come, with my voice gently pressing against the fragile places inside you that doubt transformation is real. Do you recognize how far you have walked with me? This is not the land of your past defeats. This is sacred ground marked by the choices you have made to return to me again and again, bruised but unbroken. My child, I am not asking you to ignore how heavy the journey has been. I saw each night you clung to hope with trembling fingers by refusing to let despair have the final say. Even now, I gather every shattered piece, not as remnants of failure, but as the raw material for an emerging strength you scarcely recognize. There is a shift happening beneath the surface. Can you sense it moving in places words cannot reach? My nearness is no longer a distant promise, but the very air wrapping your breath, the pulse anchoring you to this moment. You may notice the doubt circling again. Isn't it possible you are slipping back, destined to repeat old patterns? I know the sting of that fear, how it tries to tell you your growth is only an illusion. But hear me, beloved, this is not regression. This is the tension before breakthrough, the stretching of spirit that signals expansion, not collapse. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Your pain is not wasted in my hands. Your fear becomes the water I use to tend what is about to bloom. So when resistance rises, let it drive you closer to my side, not away. Trust the discomfort. It is evidence that you are moving beyond limitation into territory I have set apart for you alone. There will be moments soon, as everyday life presses in, when you will be tempted to believe this time with me is just another fleeting high swept away by the demands and noise around you. When that urge creeps in, pause and place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes if you need to. Breathe in deeply. Feel the steady rhythm underneath your palm and remember, this is my heartbeat pulsing courage into your core. Say it softly or aloud if you dare. I am chosen. I am becoming who I am meant to be. I am held. Let every word echo across the chasm shame once called home. You are not the only one being awakened. All around you, others are rising, some with tears no one sees, some with strength unexplainable to the world. There is movement forming, a quiet army of souls shaking off old shackles and reclaiming their inheritance of peace. Yes, thousands have stood where you stand now, at the crossroads between settling for safety and daring to surrender fully. There is nothing ordinary about your belonging. You are stepping into a rhythm larger than yourself, but entirely intimate, custom designed for the contours of your story. It is time to shed the last remnants of those names the world pinned to you in seasons of brokenness, the ones that called you unworthy, forgotten, too damaged, too late. Do you remember who first whispered those lies? They did not come from my lips. In me, your story is being rewritten. You are marked by my favor, not by your failures. My anointing seals you beyond the mistakes you thought would define you forever. Even now, I am painting over the labels others use to limit your reach. Repeat after me. I am seen, I am called, I am new. Watch how your soul responds to my truth washing over shame's residue. Your mind might argue with this transformation, reminding you of every unfinished battle, every scar yet unhealed. It says, what if I fall again? What if I am not enough to carry this new weight? I welcome these questions. I honor your honesty. But let me reveal a mystery. What you call weakness is the very opening through which resurrection power enters. You will not have to sustain the journey by your own grit. My spirit shoulders what would crush you. There is no expectation for you to perform, only to yield quietly and persistently to the love that refuses to let you go. Breathe. You are still here. This week, do not be surprised when the very thing that once wounded you comes back before your eyes. Perhaps an old memory, a familiar situation, even the face of someone who hurt you. You will know it is me behind the orchestration because your reaction will be different this time. Where you once trembled, you will stand with unexpected steadiness. Where anger used to set your heart racing, peace will settle in like morning light. You have not gone backward. You have become braver than before. You'll realize that spill of calm washing through you in a mundane moment is a sign. I am fulfilling what I promised. You are evidence that healing is possible. Even now you wonder sometimes if all this is merely preparation for someone else's blessing, as if I would pass you by while lifting others. Hear me, precious one. You are not a spectator in the story I am writing. You are a vital character, essential to the impact I intend through your life. I have set an assignment within you that cannot be fulfilled by any other soul. The gifts inside you, the empathy formed by your scars, the vision sharpened by trial, these are not accidents or leftovers. They are tools I trust in your hands. Watch for opportunities to encourage, to listen, to bring hope where others have given up. The world aches for the unique expression of my love that only you carry. You have asked if the best days are behind you, if you have already missed the prime of your purpose. But I say to you, your season is not shrinking, it is unfolding. My plans are not weakened by your detours. My promise is not voided by your delays. In the days ahead, I will draw you into connections and conversations that ignite dormant dreams. You'll feel the stir of holy anticipation in moments you least expect, a gentle compulsion to step up, speak out, say yes. When fear knocks, remember, courage is not the absence of trembling, but obedience in the midst of it. I go before you into the unfamiliar. Do not neglect the power of simple gratitude in this time of reshaping. As you move through your day, whisper thanks for small victories, for beauty glimpsed, for the provision you overlooked in the chase for more. Let thankfulness till the ground for more profound encounter. Every expression of gratitude is an act of war against hopelessness, a declaration that darkness does not get the last word over you. Watch how even today a minor disappointment is unexpectedly redeemed. That is my hand at work, redeeming moments you'd written off. Pause again right now and notice the subtle stirring in your spirit, almost imperceptible yet undeniable. That is the sign you are on the verge of new authority. You will see unexplainable clarity arrive, perhaps even tomorrow morning. When it comes, recognize it as my gift, a signal that you are being entrusted with more. Return to this truth whenever doubt eats at your confidence. I chose you. I appointed you. I believe in your capacity far more than you believe in your own. You are entering the crest of a transformation long in the making, and what you carry will begin to spill into lives around you. You have not reached your limit. The waters rising within you are not there to drown, but to lift you higher. Stay attuned. There is more I am ready to unveil, and your willingness to walk forward, even when uncertain, is the key that unlocks what comes next. Beloved, as you rise into this new space I am creating within you, let your worries about tomorrow lighten. Do not let your mind constantly revisit the uncertainties. I am already moving in the places you cannot see. When questions swarm your thoughts, what if I am overlooked? What if I have already missed my chance? Remember, I have never turned my eyes from you. The doors I open are not bound by your previous steps or the opportunities you imagine you have lost. Where you believe all is silent and closed, my whisper is reaching through, steady and gentle, calling you forward before you see the way. Rest in how your ordinary moments matter to me. The quiet tears hidden on your pillow, the tiredness you can barely name at the kitchen sink, every deep breath taken to carry on. These are precious offerings. In these unnoticed details, your heart is being shaped. Let gratitude arise, not only when circumstances shift, but even now before answers arrive. Let it settle in the way sunlight enters your room at sunrise, slow and persistent, changing the color of everything it touches. As you notice the small beauties around you, know that I am drawing your focus from anxiety to awareness, lifting your gaze from imagined endings to the new story I am unfolding. Sometimes your striving leaves you weary, chasing understanding with a clenched heart. Yet my invitation stands. Release your grip. Bring your hands to rest quietly and trust that my plans will not falter because of your moments of uncertainty. Alignment with me is not about performance, but about presence. Remaining with me even when your feelings are stormy and your faith feels thin. I do not measure you by how much you get right, but by the steadiness of your surrender. You are being trained to trust, not in outcomes, but in my unwavering nearness. You see yourself sometimes as unfinished, incomplete, or on the outside of favor, but I call you mine, wholly loved and fully seen. Where you wrestle with comparison or silent shame, I am undoing the lies that suggest you are insufficient. Even now, I am reminding you that nothing disqualifies you from my affection. The identity I speak over you cannot be stolen by failures, nor obscured by moments of weakness. You are invited to rest your mind in this deeper truth. Who you are is because I have chosen you. I recognize the cost of surrender. Letting go of control feels like standing at the edge of an unfamiliar shore, unsure of whether solid ground waits below. Still, I am patient with your process. Each time you choose to release a burden, whether anxious worry for your family, disappointment with yourself, or fear about the road ahead, you make room for my peace to anchor you more deeply. Picture this release as unclenching your fists, allowing my promises to settle into your waiting, open hands. Your story is moving at a rhythm unique to you. Do not grow anxious when you cannot match the pace of those around you. nor measure your worth by their milestones. I am aligning your journey to an unseen wisdom, a timing that serves your growth and my purpose for you. In seasons where answers seem slow, I am not withholding love from you. Instead, I am teaching you patience, perseverance, and the fullness that comes from trust, rooted in relationship, not merely in received gifts. Let your gratitude be practical as you move through the world. Feel the warm mug held between your palms, hear the laughter of those you love, stand at the threshold of your own front door, and whisper, "Thanks for these anchors." When you do so, you actively create space within for the hope I am restoring. These small acknowledgments are not trivial distractions, but stepping stones toward a heart more resilient and awake to my presence. The path you walk may twist in ways you did not foresee, yet every corner is supervised by my wisdom. I am not asking you to predict what comes next or to solve the puzzle of your life's next chapter. Instead, I invite you to return again and again to the quiet center where I speak your name and remind you that nothing is wasted. In your persistent yes each morning, I am writing a legacy greater than what visible progress can show. When fear nags at your identity or shame seeks to name you, let my words, beloved, chosen, held, and destined by mercy, become your shield. Learn to recognize my voice in the silence after you ask your hardest questions. Trust that I am not distant in your wrestling, but kneeling beside you in the uncertain dark, steady and unhurried. Let your anxieties be gently named in my presence, not hidden away, for I am trustworthy with your vulnerability. There is more ahead than your mind can carry right now. Yet I am preparing your heart one breath and one surrender at a time. I am teaching you to recognize the evidence of my kindness in places you did not expect. For now, linger in this holy work of trusting me where you cannot see. And watch as clarity grows brighter, not all at once, but in the simple unfolding of my faithfulness day by day. You have trudged through shadowed valleys, questioning which way was up, uncertain if dawn would ever break on your horizon. Yet I have not lost sight of you for a single heartbeat. Even as you felt buried beneath disappointment or battered by invisible storms, I have been writing hope into your days. The seeds I planted in your hidden places are not wasted. I know what it cost you to keep getting up, to trust me again when your soul was worn thin. Your raw prayers whispered when you thought I was far away have moved me deeply. Not one of your tears fell unnoticed. I made you resilient not because I wanted you to suffer, but because I am forging unshakable courage within you. A strength fear cannot dilute. Your scars, even the deepest ones, are becoming radiant with my healing light, and they will one day be evidence of where I held you closest. Do not let the enemy convince you that your progress is too slow or your faith is too small. I delight in your journey, not just your destination. As you place your hand on your heart, pause and breathe in deeply. Let my nearness settle into your bones. My love is not measured by your performance or emotional highs. It is anchored in my everlasting promise. Even now, amid the noise of your thoughts, I am wrapping you in a gentleness the world could never counterfeit. There is a settling coming, a clarity that will quiet the chaos inside. You will soon find yourself walking lighter, carrying a peace that cannot be explained by circumstances alone. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you're about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. This is my gift for you, an inheritance not earned, but freely given because you are mine. There is a shift underway, subtle at first, yet unmistakable to those who can sense my whispers riding every breath. I will prove myself faithful, not just in the stories you have heard from others, but in your life, in the ordinary moments between waking and sleeping. In the next 3 days, something will break open, whether in a conversation, a sign that only you would recognize, or a brief flood of peace that arrives in the middle of what should be an anxious moment. You will know it is me because your spirit will recognize my signature, a quiet knowing, a warmth settling in your chest, a sudden clarity that pushes away confusion. Hold on to this promise and watch for it with expectation. You are not disposable or forgotten. I have called you by name, set you apart for purposes far greater than what you have dared to dream. The things you believed disqualified you have become the very places I am building testimony. Your surrender has put you in position for overflow. Look at yourself through my eyes. Chosen, heralded, marked for significance that cannot be erased by failure or the opinions of others. There is nothing accidental about your story. Even the missteps, even the seasons you wish you could forget, I gather them all and breathe redemption into their every detail. The road ahead is not merely about personal peace, but about igniting restoration in all who will cross your path. Very soon, a door you thought was sealed for good will begin to move. It may not swing wide overnight, but the ground is shifting beneath your feet. The desires I placed in you since childhood did not die. They were waiting for this appointed moment to come alive. As you walk forward in trust, watch how possibility rises like sunlight over a landscape long shrouded in shadow. I am still in the business of turning mourning into dancing, shame into celebration. There will come a day when you wake and realize that the weight you have carried has miraculously disappeared, replaced by a joy you once thought impossible. You will recognize that it was not by your striving, but by my unrelenting, ever-present love that made it possible. Others may try to define you by what you lack or by your past, but my word over you is final. You are my beloved, cherished, and celebrated. Take a moment to declare this aloud, even now, as awkward as it feels. Let truth resound. I am chosen. I am made whole. I am not who I was. The more you agree with what I say, the clearer your path will become. Light will flood your doubts. Chains will begin to loosen, some without you even realizing the shift. This is how transformation unfolds. Not suddenly, but through countless accumulations of grace, each breaking down another wall the world built around your heart. Breathe again, little one. Do you feel my presence? That calm descending upon you as you listen? Stay there for a moment. Sense how I am reordering the fragmented pieces inside you, fitting them into something more beautiful than anything you could design on your own. You have not missed your window. I am the master of redeeming time and restoring what was lost or stolen. The ways you were overlooked, the places you felt invisible, are now arenas where I will showcase my faithfulness to you. Let your hope rise. Even if your knees are trembling, step forward. Every yes you offer opens more space for my miracles. You cannot fathom all I am preparing for you in this very hour. There is a commissioning resting on your shoulders, an assignment uniquely crafted for the shape of your story. It will not look like anyone else's, and that is the beauty of how I multiply my glory across generations. You have a voice the world knows nothing about yet. As you trust me to speak through your wounds and victories alike, Others will find permission to heal alongside you. You are not meant to be hidden or silenced. Stand tall in who you are becoming. Change begins from the inside and radiates outward, touching souls you do not even know are watching. Watch closely as I take even your smallest acts of obedience and turn them into a ripple that transforms everything around you. Beloved, I see you exactly where you are right now. I see down to that deep ache in your chest, the tension that seems to hang in the corners of your waking hours, and the silent pleadings for clarity and relief that you rarely speak out loud. This word is not distant, and it is not general. I have brought you to this moment on purpose. Your longing has not been overlooked, and your difficulty has not been minimized. There is a stream of peace you have spent days searching for, a promise that has waited patiently for you to notice it. This is your invitation to step out of the dim uncertainty and let me speak something new into your spirit. You are not alone in this room. My presence has settled beside you, gentle yet undeniable. I feel the rush of your breath and the beat of your heart, and I am determined to comfort what no other hand has been able to soothe. I know the story that brought you here. I know every twist, every loss, and each moment where you questioned if you would ever find a safe harbor again. Lift your gaze. The anxieties that have stalked your mind may be loud and persistent, but nothing is stronger than my hand. I am your light and your salvation. I am the strength of your life, the fortress that cannot be breached, the harbor that stands unshaken, no matter how violent the storm becomes. There is no diagnosis, no verdict, and no opinion of people that outranks the truth I am revealing to you today. I alone hold the final word about your future. Let your soul remember who sits enthroned above every circumstance. I am your judge, your shepherd, and your constant friend. Know this, nothing on earth or under it has the authority to decide your destiny apart from me. You may hear voices that ridicule or dismiss your hope, people who cannot comprehend the way I have surrounded you with grace upon grace. Do not give weight to those who mock you for believing in miracles, for they do not see what is unfolding in the secret places of your life. You walk through a different reality, carried by a resilience that is not born of this world. While others may see only challenges and limitations, I have placed within you the quiet awareness that wonders are real, that love is relentless, and that redemption is possible, even right now. Stay anchored in this relationship between you and me. Let your focus rest on how I have carried you, provided for you, forgiven and restored you. Let gratitude refresh your spirit like sunlight on morning skin. Look back only to witness my faithfulness, not to be haunted by regret or scarcity. I am the source that delivers you from the pit of despair, the one who pours sweet comfort into your weary places and strengthens your heart to rise once again. Even as doubts crowd your mind, questions about your worth, fears of failure, or the terror of being forgotten, I speak a different conclusion over you. When problems come, they are not the end of your story. My glory delights to manifest in the very place where you feared defeat, turning every conflict into ground for new beginnings. You will emerge strong, held upright by my arm, standing on ground reclaimed from every struggle. Let your head lift. There will be no calamity that has the final say over you. I am with you, even at your weakest moment, and in moments when resignation whispers for you to stay down, I will bring strength, lifting you out of discouragement and loss. There is no failing or misstep that spells your end. The stretch of your days remains open, lined with purpose and opportunity. Picture just ahead of you countless lives shining with gratitude. Picture a future in which your faith and your effort ripple outward, touching generations. I will crown you with honor. My hands are placing upon you a reward richer than any earthly prize, because your loyal heart means everything to me. My plans for you are larger than struggle or lack. Even now, a reward is prepared for those who entrust themselves to me. Those who walk by faith, leaning not on what is seen, but trusting in my word, expecting the supernatural to reshape what once seemed impossible. Here, in your present reality, I will bless and preserve you. My light will break over you, transforming the darkness and guiding your steps. I will show you wonders among your closest ones. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Acts of mercy echoing through your home, peace reigning where there was strife. If you listen for my voice, if you let me have your heart, my presence will wrap around you like a shield. I will pour wisdom into your days, enough to enrich every challenge you face, enough to steady you when the world seems unsure. What I give cannot be taken away by change or adversity. It is not a fleeting or perishable wealth, but a blessing with roots in eternity, harmony, and unshakable health. Peace that is not disturbed by surface troubles. These are the gifts I bring into your home and heart. Those who trust in me will stand unashamed. Your identity is chosen. I see you as one set apart, intended for good, with a future and a hope written into your very being. Foundations may shake, but you remain cradled in my heart, guarded from harm. My angels surround you, unseen, yet unfailing in their protection. I am justice and mercy. I offer forgiveness freely, no matter how far you have wandered or how deeply a mistake presses on your conscience. You can always return to my embrace and find yourself washed clean. From the earliest morning light to the calm of evening, every breath and blessing you experience is a reflection of my glory. Let trust become your habit and kindness your language. See each interaction as a chance to live out the love I have planted within you. And know as you face today that I am here, protecting, guiding, and strengthening. There is no obstacle so great that it overtakes my promises. Stay with me. I am ready to continue. Notice how the morning comes gently. Whether your heart wakes with hope or with a guarded weariness, my presence fills the space where you sit right now. Close enough for your next breath to settle into peace. Hear the quiet, the ordinary sounds around you, a distant voice, the movement of air, your own pulse. These are reminders that you are in fact alive on purpose. Here and now, seen and known by me, never by accident. I have drawn you into this moment not because you demanded it, but because I have always loved giving myself to you. Not in flashes or in rare winds, but as the steady light that rises over each new day. You may think you must first achieve some inward clarity, fix messy thoughts, or still the stubborn ache that lingers from yesterday's doubts. Do not believe the old lie that you must tidy your soul before I step near. Already, I encircle you right in the uncertainty, right in the places you still try to hide. Bring to me your honest exhaustion, your heavy questions, and the conflicting hopes you carry with each step. I am not surprised by your depth or your need. In fact, your need is the very place my presence finds its home. When frustration threatens to settle in your bones and time feels stretched by disappointment or deferred dreams, Feel my hands upon your shoulders. Let yourself sense the security I offer. Even in the spinning world beyond your door, I see not just the visible rhythm of your routines, but every silent moment when fear circles, and you wonder if breakthrough will bypass your address yet again. My answer is this: no waiting is wasted. Every delay, every unsung hour is a space where I shape fortitude and root you deeper in me, so that when the newness arrives, you recognize it as my gift. It is not a fleeting victory, but a mark of my faithfulness. Breathe quietly. Notice the coolness or the warmth of the room, the press of your feet upon the ground, the way your fingers curl and uncurl. In these details, I am with you, reminding you that you do not journey alone. It is in these still, simple moments that gratitude can begin to rise. Not necessarily for everything being perfect, but for me holding you together, for the love that covers your darkest unknowns, for this gentle invitation to let go of perfection and receive peace. Practice gratitude now, not as a duty, but as a whispered acknowledgement that you are accompanied, protected, and deeply valued exactly as you are. I know the temptation to measure yourself against others who seem further along, more at ease, brimming with the clarity and confidence you crave. Yet you are not behind. You are not overlooked. The timing of your growth and the blossoming of your desires is in my careful hands. I have seen each unseen sacrifice and every quiet act of kindness that has not yet reaped visible fruit. Beloved, nothing offered in love is forgotten by me. I gather it all into a story that is bigger, richer, and more beautiful than your anxious plans could conceive. When your heart contracts with impatience or fear, remember that my voice speaks tender truths in the waiting. I am not absent in silence, nor am I delayed as you understand delay. What you call waiting is often my preparing your heart for deeper trust, teaching you to find your worth in who I am to you, not in the visible markers of progress. Do not rush to abandon hope. Do not give in to cynicism. Rest instead in the knowledge that I am persistently working, aligning unseen things both within you and around you. At times you may wonder if you are truly worthy, or if your past failures disqualify you from favor and renewal. Listen to me now. I see every layer of you and love you entirely, never withholding grace. My embrace is wider than your regrets, and my plans are not derailed by your mistakes. Even what you dread remembering, I am transforming into testimony. Here, in this very morning, your story can turn from shame to strength. Not through your efforts, but through surrender. Through letting me hold what you cannot fix. Allow yourself to exhale. Feel your shoulders relax as you trust me with more than you thought possible. Notice that as you surrender, sometimes with trembling hands and unsure words, a new courage quietly emerges. You do not have to understand tomorrow in order to abide in me today. Release the urge to control outcomes. I am already present in the details yet to unfold. This surrender makes room for peace to surprise you, for compassion to soften what is hard in you, and for hope to gently awaken where disappointment once dwelled. If tears come, let them fall without shame. I treasure every tear, every longing unspoken, every buried question. I am not wearied by your vulnerability. I draw near precisely when you risk revealing what weighs most. In this closeness, let my love reframe your sense of delay, not as punishment, but as unhurried preparation for the goodness I am orchestrating. Stay attentive. Even now, I am bringing forth new beginnings beneath the surface of what you can see. I sing over you songs of restoration and courage, inviting you to listen beyond what your fears declare. There is a stillness here. I want you to linger in a grace that holds you steady, despite the noise inside and outside. You are not asked to ignore your pain or pretend strength you do not feel. Instead, anchor your heart in me as the day unfolds, trusting that my care is sufficient. As you rise, as you move through familiar tasks or unexpected turns, my guidance is yours. Let my presence become not just a distant promise, but a familiar refuge, a palpable reality shaping each next step. You are seen, held, and called forward, not because of your certainty, but because of mine. There is a holy invitation woven into each breath you take, whether you realize it yet or not. Even when your mind hums with anxious questions, uncertain if real change could touch you, I have not forgotten you. Feel your own hands. Notice their warmth, how the air brushes your skin, the way your body rises and falls with each inhale. This moment is not empty or abandoned. I am closer than you know, attentive to every silent ache, every hidden hope. Those small, fleeting flashes of desire for peace and belonging are precious to me. Nothing about you is ignored. I hold all your unseen struggles with patience, and I see beyond your striving to the true longing of your soul. I watch you reach for comfort in the early hours or late at night, searching for reassurance in quiet corners of your home. Perhaps you sit at the kitchen table as daylight is just a whisper. Or maybe you lie awake in the hush of your room, weighed down by doubts about your place and purpose. Even as you question if your heart will ever rest, I am whispering your name, reminding you that belonging does not depend on your performance or your perfection. It comes from me, steady, unconditional, and made new each moment you return to me. The world may judge by what it sees, but I look deeper, measuring the willingness of your heart, the honesty in your private prayers. Let your mind drift back through your recent days. You have faced storms and confusion. Some mornings bring hope, only to be interrupted by fears of not measuring up, of being too late, or of having missed the right moment. I am not counting your missteps. I am inviting you to notice how often you press on, showing up to life despite what tries to pull you under. Each time you choose gentleness with yourself when you pour a cup of coffee, pause to notice light through the window, or take one steadying breath, these are not wasted. These are seeds of trust I water gently. I see the intent behind your smallest efforts. I record every tear, every act of quiet faith, even and especially when you doubt your own worth. Consider for a moment what surrender really means. It is not giving up or losing yourself. It is letting go of the burdens you were never made to carry alone. When you dare to simply sit with your fear, to bring your questions into my light, you are not showing weakness. You are uncovering remarkable courage. In that private space of vulnerability, you let me enter. Sometimes not with thunderous answers, but with steady, anchoring peace. My presence becomes the reassurance you have long craved, the gentle certainty that I see and know all of you and still choose to remain. There may be times when you wake up battling the heaviness before your feet ever touch the floor. You want to believe a new start is possible, yet old disappointments whisper otherwise. Beloved, the failures you fear and the delays that eat at your hope are not final. I am Lord over beginnings and endings alike. Your story is not at the mercy of your worst days. Even in the waiting, I am preparing a deeper strength in you. An ability to stand unshaken when the world around you shifts. The outcome is not the first miracle. The miracle is your heart becoming aware of my nearness as you walk through uncertainty. Let gratitude become an act of rebellion against despair. When you notice a sliver of sunlight on your table, the laughter of family in the next room, or the steady rhythm of your own breath, recognize these as my gifts. They are reminders that suffering does not get the last word in your life. I send daily mercies, not just to cover your needs, but to train your eyes to see me in the ordinary. In every sigh, every silent longing for comfort, I offer my companionship. There is sacredness even in these seemingly unremarkable moments. You may wonder if waiting on me is a risk. You ask, what if I trust and nothing comes of it? What if I finally open my hands only to be let down again? My child, I promise to meet you, never with indifference, never with silence that is absence. My timing is redemption, not delay. I hide nothing good from you. Where you sense my slowness, I am building something in you that will not crumble in the storms ahead. Release the anxiety of trying to piece together your future. Instead, look for glimmers of my presence in your present. Seek me before the solution. Let me be your primary answer. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. If shame tries to fasten itself to your identity, be reminded that your true name comes from me. You are not defined by what you regret, nor by expectations placed on you by others, or even by yourself. The truest parts of you are not lost or overshadowed by your struggle. In the quiet place of surrender, lay down each self-doubt as it rises. No accusation has the authority to outweigh my voice, the one who calls you beloved, chosen, and cherished. Let your identity be rebuilt on what cannot be shaken. I see how tired you are from trying to manage everything. How often you feel afraid beneath the surface, even when you keep smiling, carrying others' burdens, planning next steps. Your spirit wonders if anyone fully understands. I do. Not only do I understand, I carry you. Let yourself rest in my arms for a moment now. Feel how the tension leaves your shoulders. Allow the hard edges of anxiety to soften. This is not a luxury you must earn. It is a necessity I offer without condition, a place of rest for all who come. Inside you, there is an ember that never goes out, even during your hardest seasons. I breathe upon it, coaxing faith to rekindle, urging hope to stretch beyond its borders. Your trust does not have to be perfect, only genuine, honest, offered as you are. Whenever you turn your face to me, I am here. Never far, never distracted, always attentive. The path ahead may twist through valleys yet unseen, but nothing can separate you from my faithful guidance. Let your heart come a little closer now, even if it quivers with uncertainty. I see the way you try to balance everything, carrying loads I never meant for your shoulders alone. You wonder sometimes, in the depths of your night, whether my presence is just wishful thinking or a reality that can be felt when the world goes quiet. It is not weakness to long for evidence of me. It is the breath of your spirit yearning for the source. Place your hand near your heart for a moment. Feel how the steady rhythm persists beneath the worry. That steady beat is evidence, my life sustaining you, my nearness pulsing with every thump. Find me right here, in the place between your rising anxiety and the hope you barely dare to cling to. You are not obligated to pretend the ache is gone. I invite you to show me what you haven't shown anyone else. The frustration where words spill out, but never seem to voice truly. The disappointment lingering from past prayers that went unanswered in ways you understood. I never recoil from your honesty. When your pain threatens to swallow you whole, that is when I cradle you closest. Even in moments when my response seems painfully slow. Yes, my silence sometimes feels like I am far, but I assure you, my hiddenness is not absence. It is intimacy working beneath the visible, protecting you as a shepherd shields at dusk. Right now, your mind may race, chasing down questions that never rest. What if you open yourself and find nothing waiting? What if hope betrays you yet again? I know those inner storms. It is not a lack of devotion that leads you to question, but the scars of past seasons. Come, breathe out slowly. Let that exhale be a letting go. My beloved child, you have not failed by doubting. Those questions are the seeds of a deeper encounter, a love too real to shatter when tested. I am not threatened by skepticism. I am the antidote. Lay down the armor forged from disappointment and notice how much lighter you feel with each breath. Consider the way early morning sunlight pours into a dark room, silent yet unstoppable. My presence arrives in your vulnerability the same way. Soft, steady, impossible to force, yet unwilling to be denied. Even now, something within you stirs. You sense longing rising, ancient and familiar. A recognition that you were made for peace and for belonging. Do not rush past this moment. Pause. Feel your feet against the floor or the quiet weight of your hands in your lap. Even in the smallest bodily sensation, I announce my nearness. This is your sanctuary, not a distant place, but wherever you yield your awareness to me, there is a deeper invitation waiting. What would it mean to trust me with the room you locked tight? Memories and mistakes, silent vows made from pain. You have learned to function with hidden wounds, but I designed you for freedom, not endurance. Let me touch those places the world cannot heal. You might sense warmth spreading through you right now as you listen to these words. That is no fiction, no empty sentiment. It is my spirit awakening what had gone dormant. Let the sensation remind you that new life is possible. The same force that raised beauty out of what seemed dull and overgrown is at work within you now. You are not the only one to carry wounds so tender you fear touching them. Many have journeyed this valley before you, their cries echoing alongside yours. In your struggles, you join a movement of souls, learning what it is to be truly seen. There is a weight lifting from you. Even now, as you place your heaviness in my hands, you are not forfeiting strength by admitting you need help. You are stepping into the fullness of being chosen, marked by rescue, sealed by love, destined for transformation. Surrender is not defeat. It is the greatest victory my kingdom offers. You might wonder if giving me every part leaves you vulnerable to disappointment, that perhaps you will give and give, only to be found wanting. But listen, beloved, what you call emptiness, I call space for my glory. Where you sense loss, I will deposit rivers of living hope flowing through the cracks left by hardship. Give me permission to pour my healing into places you have carefully guarded. As you do, watch how compassion for yourself blossoms. You are not hard or broken irreparably. You are becoming whole. Slowly, truly, be patient with the process. My pace is perfect and my grace abundant. You have believed the lie that your value is measured by productivity or success. The enemy has whispered that your worth fluctuates with your performance, setting you on a treadmill of anxiety that never leads home. I break that lie now. My love is not an award. It is your beginning, your middle, your forever anchor. Even if you accomplished nothing more than breathing in and out today, you would still be endlessly precious in my sight. Breathe in my acceptance and let shame fall away like chains, losing their strength in the light of morning. Pay attention to what stirs beneath the surface as you listen. There is a reason for the sudden quiet inside you, the sense of sacred pause. That is my hand resting over your soul, signaling safety, inviting you to release what you have carried alone. I know how hard it is to unclench your grip on outcomes, to trust when uncertainty stretches long. But you are not left to manage on your own. I am covering you, wrapping you in a love that shields and empowers. This is the way forward. Not more striving, but deeper surrender. Trust is learning to stay open even when you do not see results right away. Some of what you are sowing now will only bear fruit in unexpected moments. Do not despise small beginnings or faint signs of hope. I have hidden jewels in the most ordinary routines. Laughter that erupts despite sorrow. Kindness received in surprise. Peace settling for no apparent reason. These are all signs of me guiding and grounding you, keeping you steady while your transformation is taking place. Lean into these moments, for through them you will recognize my constant companionship. Let me address the voice inside that says, "Nothing will ever change." Not really. That voice is not your destiny. I am unfolding newness from what appears static. You have not missed your moment. Even as you wonder if prayers linger unanswered, know that I am reworking timelines and opportunities for your ultimate good. Within 72 hours, you will sense a clarity about a decision that has weighed on you. You will know it is me because peace, not fear, will anchor your steps. Hold on. I am orchestrating what you cannot yet perceive, setting in motion breakthroughs that align with my purpose. When you are tempted to retreat into self-protection, pause and let me draw near. You do not have to fight through every battle alone. I am your shield and stronghold. Here in this sacred nearness, you are invited to risk believing again. There is more for you, and what waits ahead will surpass what hurt you behind. Stay present to my voice, for I am unveiling wonders that have long awaited your yes. There's a deeper current pulling you gently onward, and soon you will glimpse the fullness of what I am preparing. You are seen. You are chosen. You are mine. You sense the invitation in your spirit now, don't you? A gentle pull asking you to come closer, beyond your defenses and beneath the layers you have built to survive. I am the one standing at the threshold of your heart, hands outstretched, longing not for perfection, but for honesty. Every mask you have worn, every answer you rehearsed so others wouldn't see your trembling, it is all fully known to me. Still I wait with unyielding patience. There is a door within you that stays half open out of fear that I might not cherish the weakest places, but I know those corners intimately. My child, open wide what has remained locked for so long. You will not find condemnation here, only embrace. You have wondered if your pain disqualifies you from deeper connection with me. The enemy has whispered lies, telling you to draw back into shadow, to keep struggles hidden lest you be rejected. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Listen closely. It was never your strength that attracted me. I am moved by your honest need. When you bring your wounds into my presence, I begin to pour healing oil upon them. Slowly at first, then with growing warmth. Feel that tenderness now. A pulse of hope spreading through your chest. You sense you are not alone. I have surrounded you with safety that the world cannot steal or explain. Stop. Breathe with intention as you listen. Let yourself notice the way your lungs expand, the air entering as a quiet declaration that hope remains. Place your hand over your heart if you need to ground yourself. In this pause, know that I am as near as your very breath. Do you feel it? The subtle peace settling around your shoulders, an assurance stirring that did not come from your own effort. Stay in this awareness. You are being changed in ways you cannot see on the surface. There is a reason your journey has felt so uphill, so heavy at times, but you have not labored in vain. Every tear, every midnight wrestle has become the soil for new life. What felt like abandonment was preparation, spaces in your soul that I have been making ready for an outpouring of purpose. Yes, your failures and regrets, the moments you wish you could erase, are not obstacles, but invitations for transformation. Little one, I specialize in redeeming what others discard. Those very places will be where my presence shines brightest. I know there are parts of you still doubting. What if change is temporary? What if I fall back into old patterns? Hear me. Lasting transformation is not your burden to carry alone. My spirit empowers what your will cannot sustain. So when you feel weakness rising, do not shrink in shame. Instead, let it be a reminder of our partnership. Say it aloud if you dare, even quietly. I am not the person I once was. I am being made new. Each time you speak it, heaviness will break a little more. You wonder if anyone could truly understand the pain beneath your silence. Let me tell you, not only have I seen it, but I have collected every unshed tear, every suppressed cry. You have not hidden anything from me, not your anger or your exhaustion, not your uncertainty about whether I am listening. The authenticity of your struggle, my beloved, is precious to me. I would rather have your honesty than your attempts at performing faith. Confess your weariness to me. I will never tire of hearing your true heart. Your vulnerability is not burdensome to me. It draws me closer. Right now, as you let truth reach those protected places, old fears rattle like distant thunder. They warn you, if you trust, you might lose control. But that is the lie that has kept you locked inside yourself. My desire is not to rob you of autonomy, but to partner with you. In surrender, you do not disappear. You become more your true self than ever before. Hand me what you are clutching: anxiety over tomorrow, the ache of betrayal, the impossible standards you set for yourself. Let yourself imagine just for a moment what it would feel like to be truly unburdened. There is something I will show you in that space. There are moments coming, even in the next few days, when you will catch yourself responding differently. It may be subtle, a softer reaction where anger once flared, a whisper of courage where there used to be dread. When this happens, notice it. Smile. Know that it is evidence of our work together. You will know it is me because there will be a gentle sense of rightness, as if your soul finally fits the shape of the hope it has carried. This is how change happens. Quietly, then suddenly. Pause now. Let your shoulders relax. Feel the weight of my affection anchoring you, reminding you that you are not adrift in this season. I am the voice that speaks peace to your daily storm. Remember, thousands have stood in the very place you stand now, desperate for something real. And they found their turning point when they relinquished the need to be enough on their own. You are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. Not visible perhaps, but their stories echo in your spirit as encouragement. Take courage from their victories, for the same grace is available to you. You are no longer alone in your wrestling. My nearness is rewriting your narrative, shifting your identity from survivor to beloved. Yes, there will be moments when the old lies surge back, that you are too broken to matter, or that you have missed your chance. When those thoughts arise, bring them into the light of my truth. I declare you chosen. I call you worthy. I redeem even what you thought was wasted. My dear one, your history is not your identity. Who you are is found in my unchanging gaze. Rest for a breath. Let your heart absorb what striving could never accomplish. My faithfulness is the ground beneath your feet, unwavering through seasons of uncertainty. You do not have to muster up faith. You simply need to lean into my reliability. You sense an inexplicable calm inside you right now. A rare moment when hope outweighs disappointment. That is a gift from my hand, a sign for you to memorize, an anchor for hours when confusion returns. You are being held, you are being nurtured. In the quiet after your confession, listen for my whisper. It says, you are wanted, even with your questions still unanswered. This is the holy ground of transformation, a place where honesty is not punished but welcomed, where weakness becomes the opening for my perfect strength. Each time you dare to hope again, the grip of fear loosens. My beloved child, you are stepping into a season where authenticity is your pathway to power, not a liability. Let that truth root itself deep inside you. For someone you will meet is waiting for your story. This is not the end, nor even the middle, but another step on the journey. Lean into this movement, for I am leading you where you could not go by your own strength. The horizon is expanding, and the next stage will astound you with its beauty. You will soon be able to look back and recognize how every hidden battle was part of your awakening. There is still more for you to uncover, and I am not finished revealing what I placed inside you long ago. Keep walking with me, for the greatest chapters are yet to be lived. Even in moments when you wonder if your hopes have been misread, if your prayers have vanished into silence, I am still setting things into motion for your good, behind the veil of what you can see. Consider the singular peace that comes when you release your timelines and assumptions, freeing your heart from the tyranny of needing to know every answer in advance. When all is stripped away, titles, accolades, achievements, even yesterday's disappointments, what endures is the reality that you belong to me. In the hush between heartbeats, I am working. My delight is not halted by your uncertainty. Notice how the simple act of breathing slows when you let go of the urge to figure it all out yourself. That gentle rise and fall of your chest is not wasted. It is an offering each morning you trust me with your concerns before speaking a single word. The old voices might clamor, whispering that you have missed your moment or stand behind those more worthy. But listen closely. I establish the order of your days. What you call delay, I often call foundation. The waiting is never empty. It is alive with my presence, shaping you to carry what I entrust. Sometimes the doubts press fiercely upon your mind. What if the breakthrough remains only for others? What if you're left unchosen? Let me speak soothing truth into those fears. You are not overlooked. Just as surely as the first hint of dawn breaks a long night, so will my plans for you unravel at the proper time, revealing more than you imagined. I have not assembled your life around chance or chaos, but around a quiet orchestration of mercy and strength. Each sigh, every tear, each hidden act of gratitude is seen and cherished. You may struggle to recognize the changes happening within you as you learn to surrender again and again. The humility to trust me with your questions, the courage to leave space for mystery. These unseen victories are precious in my sight. Picture how in your stillness, peace settles, feet pressed to the floor, eyes lingering on a familiar object in the room, hands loosened, unclenching from old disappointments. Here, as you exhale, I meet you, not with cold demands, but with warmth that interrupts old cycles of shame and striving. On the days that feel repetitious, when hope for change flickers dimly, do not discount the holy work of perseverance. Every morning you choose gratitude. Even if your circumstances seem unchanged, you invite my presence to define you more deeply than confusion or fear. These small choices, whispered thank yous, quiet moments alone with me, deciding to trust my perspective instead of chasing fleeting validation, reshape your inner landscape, softening the hardened ground for new growth. Some say that faith is about leaping forward, but often it is about remaining anchored when you see little evidence, remaining hopeful when the answers delay, remaining attentive to my voice when the world grows loud. Your ability to wait with expectancy is not lost effort. It is an act of worship that aligns you with my gentle leading. My love is not measured out by your performance or by instant ease, but by my constancy, always drawing you back, always inviting you closer. There will be hours when your longing aches, when you look at what others seem to receive and wonder if I remember your desires at all. Let me hold that ache with you. I know every unspoken request, every abandoned dream, every quiet plea uttered in the night. Nothing is dismissed. I gather your petitions tenderly, storing them in the deep places where my timing and wisdom meet. When you bring me your honest questions, you open space to receive my comfort and guidance in forms you did not expect. Visualize yourself at the threshold of a new day. Sunlight creeping through the window, the city just beginning to stir, or the countryside wrapped in hush. In that fresh beginning, can you sense my invitation? Release today's anxieties into my hands. Allow your words, your first steps, your first thoughts to rest in my sufficiency. You do not need to prove your worth or force your future. Each moment lived in willing surrender becomes fertile ground for my presence to flourish. I have not called you simply to endurance, but to intimacy. True nearness is cultivated in these seemingly mundane seasons. Sitting quietly at the kitchen table, steadying your breath, remembering a promise, turning your focus from scarcity to the abundance of grace woven through the hours. In these moments, I am speaking. Sometimes subtly, in the sense of peace that covers your mind like a soft blanket. At other times, unmistakably, with a surge of clarity that reorients your steps. Trust that I am communicating with you even now in countless ways. You are not adrift in a sea of random days, left to make meaning for yourself or decipher some hidden code to blessing. I am authoring this chapter of your story, attentive to both your spoken prayers and the deep groanings you scarcely dare to name. When weariness comes, lean into my reliability. When you can do nothing else, let your presence with me be enough for that moment. Your persistence, marked by the willingness to return to me no matter what, carries power you cannot yet measure. I am nearer than you imagine, as close as your next breath, as steady as the morning light that always returns. Beloved, as you awaken to the subtle movements of my spirit within you, notice how every ordinary moment holds my invitation. It is not always in thunder or spectacle that I arrive, but in the slight changes, a softened heart, a new softness in the way you greet the ones you love, patience that holds steady even under pressure. These are the true signs that transformation is unfolding, even as you sometimes wonder if anything is happening at all. The rising ache in your chest, the longing for things to become clear, that is me drawing you deeper, not leaving you suspended. The uncertainty you feel, the urge to figure out every outcome, comes from your own weariness with waiting. But allow me to show you that waiting with me is not empty or meaningless. It is an active resting, a field in your soul fertile with unseen growth. Just as the dawn spreads light with quiet assurance across a city not yet stirring, so my promises begin to take shape inside you, long before you can fully perceive their outline. Breathe deeply in this space. The ground beneath you is steadier than it seems. It is here, when you feel pressed by expectation or self-doubt, that I invite you to let your questions rest in my presence. You need not rehearse every worry. Instead, let the peace of this moment settle in your body. Feel the way your heart beats steadily. Your hands rest open, your breath fills the room. I am nearer than the troubles you anticipate. My care is not diminished by your lack of answers. You are not falling behind or being passed over by life's mysterious current. You may look at those around you and imagine that their roads are straight and effortless, while yours winds through shadow and slow turns. But I know your path precisely. Each detour, delay, or disappointment becomes, under my hand, preparation for greater things than you once dared to ask. Where you see only setbacks, I am building resilience, a quiet certainty, and a love that does not falter when challenged. Your identity is being anchored, not in circumstance or applause, but in the gentle certainty that you belong to me. Even as you wrestle with thoughts that accuse or diminish you, remember that my voice does not echo shame or regret. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I am not tallying your failures, but tending faithfully to the seeds of hope and courage you thought had died within you. When you sit in silence and wonder if your prayers will ever touch my heart, know that I have heard every trembling word, the honest confessions, the dreams you can barely whisper. Nothing in you is overlooked or dismissed. Consider how a parent tends the needs of a sleeping child, adjusting a blanket, brushing back hair, keeping watch through the silent hours. In much the same way, I attend to you. Even when you are unaware, my hand surrounds your rest, guarding you from dangers you do not even see. My love is present in every unseen moment, forming layers of trust that will support you when new demands arise. The stillness holds more substance than the storm. You may wonder when the season will finally change, longing for a sign that the chapter of waiting is closing. Yet it is often in the least remarkable days that I place breakthrough on your path, a conversation filled with unexpected warmth, an open door where you had grown used to locked gates, a new longing that feels like possibility rather than disappointment. Each of these is me, guiding your steps. Look for my fingerprints in the subtle details, in the light that shifts across your kitchen wall, in the smile of a child, in the comfort of an embrace. Allow yourself to ask, what if goodness is growing even here beneath my restlessness, beneath my routine? You are not adrift. My eyes have never left you, and I have shaped even the pauses in your journey with intention and wisdom. As you wash your face in the morning, as you settle your head on the pillow at night, remember that my presence is continuous. There is no gap between where you are and where grace flows. I am filling the margins, restoring you daily, patiently, nurturing the harvest you will soon see. The courage to surrender anew does not require that you understand everything. Release the tightness in your chest. Let your shoulders relax and speak to me as you are. You do not need elaborate words or flawless faith. What I cherish most is your honest heart. Confused, messy, searching, brave. In your smallest gesture of trust, I work wonders. I delight in your willingness to seek me, to admit your fatigue, to hope again despite the ache of disappointment. Even now, as your mind scans the horizon for proof that I am moving, let yourself slip into the security of my presence. Turn your thoughts gently toward me when anxiety clamors for your attention. I do not rush you through this process. Every gentle turning, every moment you choose faith in place of fear, builds something lasting in you. I am reinforcing your confidence not with easy answers, but with a deep assurance that you are known and valued beyond all doubts. Stay here with me, not running from tension, but allowing your longing for resolution to anchor you in the truth that you are never alone. Discover in my nearness the beginnings of peace, the quiet strength to continue, and the unshakable promise that you are always within my reach. Let your heart settle again, for I am not finished with my work in you yet. The time has come for you to realize you are not who you were just months or years ago. Even now, a soft strength is radiating from deep within, forged in the invisible battles you thought no one saw. My hand has been upon you, shaping not only your circumstances, but your very nature. What felt like loss was sometimes necessary to strip away those layers that hid your truest beauty. I have always known the masterpiece within you, even when you doubted there was anything worth redeeming. There is a new resilience growing, like a river steadily surging after the drought. Can you feel that subtle current under your rib cage? That gentle but certain sense of rising? Pause and breathe it in now, for it is no small thing when your soul awakens. Many have walked this path before you and found freedom on the other side of surrender. Yet your journey is singular in its significance to me. There is something utterly unique I have crafted into your DNA, and the world has not yet seen all you are meant to reveal. You will soon understand why I allow doors to remain closed until your capacity for joy outweighed your hunger for quick relief. You are walking into a season where your identity will overflow into everything you touch. That sense of not belonging, of being too much or not enough. Bring it to me, beloved. I am restoring your confidence, not as the world defines it, but as anchor, as shelter, as birthright. You have spent so many mornings asking if you could ever be stable, healed, unshakable. Now I answer, you are rooted in the ground of my affection. A tree that cannot be toppled by temporary storms. The mistakes of your past and the failures that once chased you no longer hold power here. I have called you chosen, beloved, marked for purpose. Notice the peace that falls like sunlight on your shoulders. Right now, this is my doing. Let it soak down to the places where old shame tried to grow. Every time fear rises, I want you to remember this feeling, this breath, this presence encircling you. Rest here for a heartbeat. Let the world spin outside while you receive the truth. I am the one who defines you, not your scars, not their judgments, not the echo of old disappointments. The scars remain only as reminders of where light got in. You may still feel the residue of battles, bruises to the soul that ache in the quiet hours. I see that, and I honor your story. There is a sacredness in what you survived. But you are not called merely to survive. I am inviting you to rise as a healer. The compassion burning in your chest, the acute awareness when others are hurting, these are not weaknesses, but gifts forged from holy fire. I am not asking you to save the world. I am asking you to pour out what overflows. You cannot give what you do not receive. So even now, let your heart receive the balm of my acceptance. Place your hand on your chest and say aloud, I am loved by my Creator. I am chosen for such a time as this. Notice how your breathing settles, how the sting of old wounds begins to cool. This is the very space where miracles begin. In ordinary moments, in the rawness of honest longing and surrendered pain. Some will question your transformation, doubt it, minimize it, or even resist it. I want you to know this is evidence not of failure, but of the shift happening within you. Light unsettles what is hidden in shadow, and you carry a new luminescence the enemy cannot dim. When insecurity attempts to reclaim old territory in your mind, recall my voice telling you that you are not who you were. The labels others assign to you out of their own pain are crumbling now. Their opinions are just passing clouds. The sky above you has already cleared. Before this week closes, you will catch yourself responding with grace where you once would have recoiled or reacted. You will know it is me because peace will surprise you in the heat of the moment. Take note of this sign. It is breakthrough rooted in your new identity. Right now, the enemy would have you believe old patterns are inevitable, as if your history is destiny. That is a lie I want you to reject. Even if your emotions haven't caught up yet, there is a resurrection at work in the soil beneath your life, unseen but unstoppable. Pause. Feel the pulse at your wrist. Each beat is a reminder that I am the God who does new things, not merely touch-ups of the old. I know some days you wake up still scanning for evidence of failure, still wary that hope might betray you. Hear me. Hope rooted in me is never wasted. Though the process feels slow, my timing is exact. Stop. Notice the hush flooding the room. That stillness is not emptiness. It is my presence brooding over your future with ferocious love, determined to see the seeds of promise in you bear fruit at the perfect time. As you begin to see the fruit of your healing, I am calling you to a higher place, not above others, but above the accusations, above the doubt lodged in your own mind. I am preparing you to carry a message of possibility, to speak into dry bones and call forth life. You will not only walk in freedom for yourself, but become a voice of courage to those still trapped by fear. Be patient with this process, but be willing to step forward when I bring opportunities to your door. This is not a summons to strive, but a commissioning to overflow. Watch for subtle invitations, a friend's vulnerable confession, a stranger's quiet need. These are sacred assignments. You will sense a gentle tug, almost imperceptible but persistent. Respond in kindness. That is where my power moves. You've asked me how you will know if you are truly changing, if this is real or the emotional whim of a fleeting moment. I assure you, transformation is often subtle, like the strengthening of hidden roots before the shoot breaks through the earth. Habits shift, words soften, patience expands. Let the evidence rise quietly. You need not prove your worth to anyone. My spirit within you will testify, whispering, "This is the way. Walk in it." When you question, come back to the quiet. Let my nearness ground you. That inner trembling you sometimes feel is not anxiety. It is anticipation, a tuning of your spirit to the frequency of my voice. Do not mistake it for restlessness. This is me awakening your destiny from the inside out. Remember, you are not walking this journey alone. Even now, others across continents are being stirred by the same voice, answering the same call to deeper surrender and blazing hope. You are part of a hidden movement, a company of awakened hearts being assembled for such a time as this. Every step you take in obedience, every small yes, echoes through eternity. The enemy cannot predict or replicate the transformation born out of yielded hearts. This is why your story matters more than you think, why the cost of healing was never wasted. I will soon reveal why the pain you endured quietly was the soil from which a greater compassion would bud, granting you authority to comfort those whose grief has no language. When the weight feels heavy again, return to the practices that anchor you. Slow your breath. Anchor your thoughts in gratitude. Speak out loud the truth of who you are becoming. Lift your chin. Remember whose you are. I am writing a different ending than the one you once braced yourself to receive. Everything you thought might destroy you is being repurposed for brilliance. Watch. The signs of newness are multiplying around you, waiting to be seen through eyes washed by hope. There is more I want to show you about the future. I am unfolding it one surprise at a time, one courageous act at a time, one healed place at a time. You have wondered, in the secret room of your heart, whether my hand is still guiding your steps, or if somehow the quiet stretches mean you have drifted from my sight. Even as you have pressed forward through ordinary days, worn thin by cares both spoken and unspoken, I have been near in every silence. Just as morning breaks through a heavy rain, my presence remains true, unaltered by clouds of uncertainty. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Each time you sit in the hush before the world awakens, feeling the stillness wrap around you, that is me attending to you, ready to renew your strength. I see you clutching memories of both pain and promise, wondering which will be louder in the chapters yet to come. I ask you to loosen your hold, if only for a moment, and let me be the one who shapes the next line in your story. There is no weight you carry that I do not feel with you, no ache or longing too subtle for me to notice. In the breath you take now, allow the truth to settle. You are not tasked with fixing yourself or forcing a new beginning. Instead, let yourself become acquainted with my constant, unwavering care. As the sun traces its way across your window, remember that my timing is as gentle as it is wise. I do not delay just to test you or to measure your patience. I align all things for the deepest good, even when your heart strains to see evidence. You might not recognize preparation as it unfolds, but each quiet urge to gratitude, every whisper to let go, is an invitation deeper into my way. These subtle nudges, seldom dramatic, carve pathways where anxiety and striving cannot survive. You who are mine, sometimes the most sacred act is to open your hands, letting anxieties and old ambitions fall softly at my feet. It is a humility that welcomes me, not flashy gestures, but the daily, honest laying down of resistance. I notice when you whisper simple thanks over breakfast, or when you gather your family with a wordless longing for peace. These small acts become seeds of transformation, and my spirit tends them faithfully, forming fruit you do not need to force. There will always be questions the world cannot answer for you. The shape of your future, the reason for delays, the provision for tomorrow. Rather than being alarmed by these unknowns, invite me into your wondering. I am not frightened or wearied by your questions. When doubts run like undercurrents beneath the surface, let them draw you nearer, not push you away. Sit with me at your kitchen table, in your car, beneath the quiet of night, and I will meet you where you are, not where you think you should be. I have watched you look for outward signs, longing for confirmation that you are seen and that your journey still matters. But beloved, my assurance is not always found in swift doors opening or sudden flashes of favor. More often, it rises like quiet confidence, a humble certainty that you belong to me and are being remade in ways still hidden. Every time you choose love over retaliation, patience over urgency, or hope over resignation, you choose my path. Even if it feels unseen or uncelebrated, there are moments of restlessness when you wonder if you have missed your chance or wandered too far from my original calling. There is nothing wasted with me. Every detour, every stumble, every delay becomes, in my grace, another opportunity for you to encounter my kindness anew. There is no shadow I cannot illuminate, no closed chapter I cannot repurpose for good. The world may prize speed and certainty, but I am forming in you a steady resilience, an identity that cannot be shaken by unmet expectations. Even now, as you listen and breathe, let your heart lean more fully into trust. Take stock of the simplest signs of grace, the warmth of your own skin, the sound of your heartbeat, the gentle pulse of air that fills your lungs. These gifts are not small. They are tokens of my faithfulness, reminders that I am sustaining you moment by moment. I am with you both on the days when praise comes easily, and on the days when you can only whisper a fractured hope. Let your honest presence be enough, and I will be the sufficiency that steadies you. You do not walk alone, and you are not required to manufacture a perfect faith. Instead, you are called to be real with me, to admit where you feel unsure, to celebrate small victories, to come as you are. I will continue to unfold my purpose for you, even as you still have questions. Whether you are starting a new chapter or sitting within the familiar, know that I am already ahead of you, preparing every detail with care. In your waiting, your worship, your work, and your rest, my presence is your guarantee. My voice is never distant, even when you strain to hear it. In every season, I stay near. You may not see all that is forming, but seed by seed, trust and hope take root. Hold to me, keep your heart tender, and allow me to reshape your understanding of what it means to be blessed. Not merely in outward victories, but in the gift of walking with me. What I began in you, I will be faithful to nurture. Your story, beloved, is far from finished. You have come so far with me, my beloved. Even now, as you listen, something inside you stirs. A quiet dawn rising where hopelessness once lingered. Feel the newness emerging deep within your heart, the gentle upsurge of faith that cannot be smothered anymore. This is not the end of your becoming. This is the hour you begin to realize that my presence is the steady rhythm beneath every trembling breath you take. Even if you sense the pain of yesterday whispering its doubts, I am planting new courage into the soil of your soul. Draw in this moment slowly. Feel the shift. Hope does not knock at your door as a stranger now. It lives within you, called forth by my voice, sustained by my promise. There have been times you doubted these changes could take root. Times when you questioned why your journey has been marked by struggle. I have witnessed those silent battles. The nights you wept unseen, the mornings you braved with a fragile smile. I hold all your reasons and all your tears, My love remains steady as the horizon, and my arms never grow weary of embracing you. What once felt like delay was always perfecting trust within you, stretching the capacity of your heart for greater glory. I never lose sight of your story. Breathe again. This transformation is not simply happening around you or for you. It is being shaped within you. Every cell attuned to my voice, every hope aligned to my design. Pause and put your hand over your heart, feeling its steady beat. That rhythm is not just your own. It carries my faithfulness through every thump and every silence. With each beat, I rewrite ancient lies with truth, reworking the echoes of not enough and too late. Say it now, softly if tears come, or with boldness if your spirit surges. I am loved, I am chosen, I am not abandoned. The old names no longer hold power over you. There is a new identity pulsing inside, one that cannot be taken, one that stands even as circumstances swirl and shift. I am your anchor and your liberation, your everlasting strength and gentle covering. Right now, the atmosphere around you grows heavy with my glory. That sudden stillness you sense in the room, the pause in your thoughts, the warmth pressing gently against your shoulders, those are the touch points of my arrival. I promised you would feel me draw near. And so I do. More real than your fears, and more enduring than your doubts. When you feel the urge to run or shut down or shrink into the old wounds, remember the truth. You are not who you were. The journey through the shadow has become a gateway into light. You will not walk backward. Each day I will remind you. Your name is written upon my heart and you are forever mine. Sometimes you still anticipate the sting of disappointment, that old ache telling you that nothing will truly last. But I am the one who silences the storms. I speak new beginnings, resurrecting what once seemed lost, breathing strength into your fragile places. Yes, your scars bear witness to suffering, but they shine now with the gold of redemption. You are my miracle in motion. I waste nothing. Not a sigh, not a setback, not a single tear that has traced your face. Even now, I am redeeming lost time for you. You will sense this redemption soon. This week, during a routine task, you will find clarity and peace that carries my unmistakable signature. When the lightness dawns unexpectedly, you will know it is me. You may feel hesitant to hope as greatly as I have promised, but I tell you, lift your eyes. The best is not behind you, nor is it locked away for later. It unfurls today with every surrendered moment, every act of trust, every time you pause to let me fill your longing. The seeds of breakthrough are already sown. Even if the world would call you foolish for clinging to invisible things, I call you wise, for you are learning to see reality through the lens of my love. Others hoped and were not put to shame. So it shall be with you, because I am faithful beyond all comparison. No one else could transform even your pain into beauty. But I do it now, quietly, deeply, and completely. You are not alone on this path. Many have stood where you stand, their hearts open wide in trembling hope, their voices echoing the song now rising in you. This is a sacred movement, a gathering of those who have known darkness but choose to stand in the light. You belong among the awakened, those who make room for my presence in the ordinary, who shine grace into broken spaces, who forgive the unforgivable and carry peace into raging storms. When you struggle, remember that your faltering is never failure in my eyes. Every step you take, even the smallest, invites transformation and multiplies my hope within you. There will be days ahead that test your resolve, moments where you question if your transformation holds or if you will slip back into fear. I want you to remember this truth. My nearness is unshakable. My hand never lifts from you. In doubt, breathe my name. In anger, whisper your confusion, and I promise to meet you with shelter and with clarity. I speak life over your valleys, marking a path that will never lead you astray. When your heart stays open to me, the light I impart is not fleeting. It burns steadily, perseveres through every tempest, drawing you always higher, always closer. You have become a vessel of my restoration. What I pour into you will overflow, touching lives you have not yet met, healing places you yourself once despaired of. Even as you are lifted, you will uplift others. Your compassion, your words, your story. These are tools I will use to free the next soul longing for hope. Have courage when you speak what I have done. You declare to every watching heart that nothing is impossible for those who let me shape their story. What began as a secret encounter is now a commission. Your life will radiate transformation because you are mine, chosen and beloved. There is nothing you face that I have not prepared you for. Every old fear is bowing to new power. Every regret is surrendering to the fragrance of mercy. Every day as you rise, I am already at your side, singing over you, inviting you into deeper union. You have been called for such a time as this. Step forward, unafraid, unashamed, unstoppable. Your breakthrough is not a distant hope. It is now. It is yours. It is our journey together. Amen.